Foundational supports include establishing and communicating an organization's commitment to inclusion, developing policies, and building positive relationships.
Bringing the philosophy of inclusion to life within your organization requires embedding a commitment to inclusion into your mission and policies. Take some time to evaluate on your program's goals and purpose. Think about the why. Is the program about mastering a particular sport or activity? Is the ultimate goal to provide opportunities to build skills, have fun, or engage with peers? What are the key values you want participants to learn while they are part of your program? Consider how your program, your leaders, and your participants would benefit from more inclusive practices and increased diversity. Reflect on your organization's stated values and policies. Do they align with a commitment to inclusion? An inclusion statement or policy can set internal expectations for program leaders while also clearly communicating your intentions to the community. It could be as simple as, our programs welcome children of all abilities, or we are committed to creating safe, active, and fun programs for all. We strive to support the full participation of children with disabilities. Many families may not be comfortable registering their children in a program unless they feel confident that child is explicitly welcome. Consider adding your inclusion statement to your website, social media, and registration forms. Beyond just words, consider how broader diversity is reflected in your marketing materials, advertisements, brochures, and more. Can children with disabilities see themselves shown as potential participants in your programs?
Providing positive reinforcement and inclusion-focused training are also important foundational elements. Ensuring that program leaders have a grounding in inclusion and understand the role they play in bringing it to life is critical. It can also help foster a culture where questions are welcomed and mistakes are viewed as opportunities to learn. Leaders should be encouraged to keep an open mind and embrace feedback, and be willing to listen to the experiences of families and children with disabilities. Individuals with disabilities and their families are the experts of their own experience, and their insights should be respected and welcomed.
The registration process is the first point of contact or interaction that many families and children will have with your program. It's important to balance asking for information with a registration process that is not too time-consuming. It may be most effective to have a simple registration process with a checkbox to allow families to identify that they would like to follow up with a program leader to discuss accommodations or support needs. The registration and intake process must respect confidentiality and only ask for relevant information. A diagnosis is not necessarily helpful information and can actually risk a child being stereotyped or labeled. It's important to focus on information that will support effective participation and keep everyone safe. Keeping questions respectful can encourage families to openly share information without fear of their child being viewed as a burden or risk having their child excluded altogether. This may sound like, we want all children to be successful in our program. Can you share what accommodation strategies, extra supports, or adaptations have worked for your child in the past? Following this, a direct conversation with a program leader may improve the quality of the information provided and therefore better prepare program leaders.
Research shows that the number one factor contributing to any child's successful participation in a recreation program is a strong, nurturing relationship with at least one leader. Creating processes for leaders to get to know and understand each child is critical. It allows relationships to be formed based on the child's personality, their specific interests, and their strengths, rather than being focused on their disability. All children deserve to feel welcomed and valued by program leaders. There is a downloadable template included in the training website with a number of questions and topics that leaders can use to help gather relevant information from the family and the child themselves. One way of becoming more familiar with the process of creating one-page profiles is to create one for yourself or for a team member. Completing this exercise can help you recognize that answering these questions can be quite difficult and at times feel rather invasive. It can take time to reflect on the questions and identify information that is relevant to the program. That is also why it is recommended to keep the initial registration process simple, while providing opportunities for program leaders to follow up with caregivers for more information.
As much as it is important for children to have a strong relationship with at least one leader, it is also important to avoid limiting a child's interaction to a particular leader if that is not the standard approach for all children. This can be isolating and can create assumptions or expectations that only one leader is responsible for thinking about accommodations or inclusion. For an organization to be truly inclusive, everyone involved must have a strong grasp of the philosophy of inclusion and a willingness to implement it.